I guess on this level, for me personally, it doesn't get much better. It really doesn't, from the depths of my heart. When you're competing in track and field, you sort of always want the guy next to you to break his leg or step in the mud pile. But in this situation, we just always constantly rooting, and I see a couple of special guests out there, and Coach Sundberg and our athletic director, retired athletic director Frank Knoppenberger, the amount of time that they put in, the amount of time your parents put in, and the amount of time you put in to get to this particular point. This point being, you're done, you're getting ready to enjoy the summer, and you're ready for the university of your choice, which is Rutgers. The first presentation is for Chris Cerrey. Will Chris and his family please join me up here? Please. Combination of getting everyone up here so that we can get some pictures and so on and so forth as historical, memorable tokens. We're recognizing Chris for his accomplishments as a track athlete on the county and state level, but maybe most importantly, for his recognition by the Star-Ledger, NJ.com, and the State Track Coaches Association as the premier New Jersey track athlete for 2022. This is quite an accomplishment. I first met Chris when he was in 8th grade. And Chris, you may recall the story because I think we chatted about this story at one of the football games when I was announcing the game and you were cheering on your classmates who play football. And so Chris is in 8th grade. I'm clerking the 8th grade meet, and with regard to 8th grade meets, it's just a sea of kids, dozens upon dozens. If there's 5 schools, each school brings a busload full of kids. We run the hurdles first because this is where we put the hurdles on the track, and then we're able to get them off the track. And so I was clerking the 100 meters. I had finished the hurdles, and being a hurdler that I was, I look out of the corner of my eye just to see who's who and what's what and so on and so forth. And out of my corner of my eye, I see this kid who he's got it. He's like got the gift. So after the race, and I get the 100-meter kids up there, I went over to this 8th grader. He didn't know me. I introduced myself to him. And we chat briefly about the race, and I said, "How come you weren't wearing your spikes?" And he said to me, I don't have a pair of spikes. Oh, you don't have a pair of spikes. We're going to take care of that. So is Dad here? Yeah, Dad's right over there by the fence there. So I made a beeline over to Joe's and reached my hand over the fence and said hello to Joe. And because Joe sat in my classroom, row 5 by the windowsill, maybe the first or second seat, I'm not sure. I can still see you, Joe. And so I went over to Joe and said, good to see you, blah, blah, blah. Get your son a pair of spikes, and the rest is history. Because I'm sure you got him a pair of spikes for that next meet. So let me read the proclamation. And these proclamations come out of the mayor's office. Whereas Christopher Cerrey, a 2002 graduate of East Brunswick High School, joined the track team his freshman year, his coaches realized pretty quickly that he was a special athlete. Although he seemed to be good at everything he tried, hurdles seemed to be where he would excel. He quickly established himself as one of the top 9th graders in the state and finished up that spring as the number 3 freshman. And whereas Chris has earned many accolades during his high school track and field career, he competed in the 110-meter hurdles, the 400-meter hurdles, and also ran the 4x1 and 4x4 boys relay team. He has broken 10 school records, 4 county records. Chris is a 6-time sectional champ, 4-time Group 4 champ, 4-time state champ, and 4-time All-American. This spring, he won 2 state championships, the 110-meter hurdles and the 4x100-meter relay. Recently, and most impressive, Chris was named the New Jersey 2002 Track Athlete of the Year. Now, therefore, be proclaimed that I, Brad J. Cohn, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, and Township Council congratulate Christopher Cerrey for his achievements and wish him all the best at Rutgers University, where he will continue his track career, given under my hand and the Great Seal of the Township of East Brunswick on this, the 11th day of July, in the year 2022, Mayor Brad J. Cohn.
Just say thank you.
Why don't you guys, if you don't mind, stay here as we move all the Is Jaden here? Come on up. Family too, come on up. Jaden's number 2 because whatever Chris couldn't run, Jaden could run. And he could run just as well as Chris. So the coaching staff was just like, this is overwhelming. We've got, we're going to win everything we compete in. I was on the phone with Athletic Director Knoppenberger today, and I was talking about how when the bus pulled up to the track meet and the East Brunswick kids got off, everybody else said, oh, damn it, they're here. Oh, yeah, we're going to get silver medals today. And that's how powerful. I'm trying to put this in layman's terms to have you understand the magnitude of their accomplishments, which are really incredible. And this is for Jaden. Whereas Jaden Phillip represented East Brunswick High School as a varsity football and track student athlete. He was EBHS top performing sprinter since his freshman year. Of all the accolades achieved, including the U.S. National Club Champion title in the 400 meters for 13 and 14-year-old boys, Jaden prides himself on owning the school record at Churchill Junior High School, where his name is written on the Wall of Fame as the fastest athlete who ever came through the hallway here. Whereas Jaden was a consistent individual performer in each of the 7 seasons at EBHS. This past spring, Jaden won the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters at the GMC and sectional championships, and placed second in the 200 meters in the States. He sacrificed the individual 100-meter at States to run with the team on the championship-winning 4x100-meter relay. At the Penn Relays earlier in the season, Jaden anchored the boys 4x1 and quieted the crowd of Jamaican supporters as he outsprinted the Jamaican team in the international championship section of the boys 4x1 to the cheers of many Americans. Now that is powerful, what I just read you. The Jamaican kids come up to the Penn Relays. There's scores of kids. There's a dozen teams, and to accomplish what I just read to you is truly an athletic achievement. Whereas Jaden left his legacy at EBHS track and field by setting the school and county records in the 100 and the school record in the 200, 300 indoors and 500 indoors, he also anchored the record-setting boys 4x1 and 4x400 meter relay teams. That 4x1 team and that 4x4 team, the times that they finished with, rival any Division III program that I know and can compete with some Division I programs. That's how powerful those numbers are. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Brad J. Cohn, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick and the Township Council, congratulate Jaden Phillip on his achievement and wish him the best at the University of North Carolina, where he plans to continue to excel on the track while pursuing a degree in electrical engineering. Given under my hand and the great seal of the Township of East Brunswick on this, the 11th day of July in 2022, the Honorable Mayor Brad J. Cohn. You get better than that. James Sparrow? James, okay. Was James a senior?
Yes.
So we only have one underclassman. Okay. You know what, I sort of went out of turn here.
I think you should keep going.
I just,
You got
I
it.
think you should keep going.
I'm on a roll. I forgot to surrender these to some of my colleagues on the council. And our only underclassman, but by the times that I was told, the splits that he was running on the relays, those are not underclassman times. But as I was speaking to Aiden before the meeting began, he has a lot on his shoulder going into next year to be the leader that is needed to escalate his teammates to a new level of equality with what the guys are behind me. Whereas Aiden Baldelli, did I pronounce that right?
Do you want Aiden and his family to come up, Mr. Matt?
I do. I beg your pardon. Come on up, because then we're going to get some real good pics from that one. Okay, good. Whereas Aiden Baldelli, a rising senior at the East Brunswick High School, joined the track team in 9th grade. He also is a member of the boys' varsity basketball team. And whereas Aiden has competed in the 100, 200, and 400-yard dash, long jump, and is a member of the 4x1 and 4x4 relay teams, this past summer, the team was invited to the Outdoor Nationals presented by Nike at the University of Oregon, and he and his teammates finished with an impressive 5th place in the men's Swedish sprint relay. Whereas Aiden and the relay team have broken several records and earned many medals, at the 126th Penn Relays, they smashed their own Middlesex County time and recorded the 12th fastest time in state history, winning the International 4x100 relay race. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Brad J. Cohen, of the Township of East Brunswick and the Township Council, congratulate Aiden Baldelli on his accomplishments and wish him well on the track and in the classroom, given under my hand and the great seal of the Township of East Brunswick, this the 11th day of July in the year 2022, the Honorable Mayor Brad J. Cohen. Can we get the council and the mayor down into the rostrum area so we can get a nice big picture? Thanks, Joe.
Congratulations to all of you. Your support. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. You know that we're part of you. Where would how we
Anywhere, Sharon, would be great.
Need to be a little bit on your side there. Very good, thanks. Thank you. Good luck to you.
We'll take a 2-minute break so that our...
You don't want to stay for a meeting?
I don't think they want to stay.
Oh.
Take a 2-minute break so our invited guests can... Back to your seats, I'm sorry. Forgot to introduce the coach.
Oh, should he have been in the picture because of another one?
Coach Sundberg, please. Thank you, Mr. Knottenberger, for that high sign. I wanted you in the picture, too. to see you.
See you, Matt.
All right, all the team.
Coach Jeff Sundberg, the coach of the young men.
I'd like to thank the Town Council and Mayor Cohen for inviting these boys here tonight to be recognized as their incredible accomplishments this season. The town has rallied behind these outstanding athletes, and I know that East Brunswick is extremely proud of them. Pat DiGiacchino is the head boys track and field coach and unfortunately is away this week. Frank Malta, our athletic director, has been very supportive of our track and field program, which has enabled this team to reach these successes. The four young men that are being recognized tonight have been performing at a level that has amazed people from all around the state. Jaden Phillip, Chris Cerrey, Aiden Baldelli, and James Sparrow are truly a special group that have been a show to watch. I believe it is their mental fortitude and preparation that has set them apart from all the other athletes around the state. Aiden Baldelli and James Sparrow would be the best track athletes on the vast majority of teams around the state. But on this team, there was even more pressure on them to perform with the two of the best athletes in the state. These two were the glue of the 4x1 and the 4x2, and even when Chris or Jaden were not running on them due to other events, both James and Aiden were outstanding. James always set the stage with his unshakable confidence, leading off while consistently putting the team out front. Aiden has a sensational ability to time handoffs and run the curve, often building an insurmountable lead going into the final leg of the relay. Jaden and Chris obviously stood out every time they had the baton or during their individual races. They both prepared in season and out of season as if they were professional athletes. As coaches, we always emphasize preparation. And Abe Lincoln famously once said, "If you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend the first 4 sharpening my axe." Jaden and Chris have spent an unprecedented amount of time sharpening their axe. Jaden approached every rep in practice as if it was his last. Chris was seen every day at the track during the pandemic, mastering his craft and hurdling, while many other athletes around the state fell out of shape. These two guys also faced adversity. Jaden had some frustrating races that would have cast doubt and shaken confidence in most athletes. But when it mattered the most, Jaden was at his best, knowing that no one had prepared harder than he had. Chris had battled through many back and hip injuries, leaving his spring season in doubt. But despite missing many workouts in order to heal, Chris rose above it all and was among the best in the country in both hurdle events. Chris and Jaden also had a friendly competitive rivalry, which helped them both perform at their highest potential, leading to team records that are unlikely to be broken. I know I speak on behalf of the town, the school system, and the coaches. The four of you and the rest of the boys' team have earned every accolade you've received, and you've represented East Brunswick with pride. We will share these memories forever and are all looking forward to your bright futures.
Thanks, Jeff. Mr. Knoppenberger, did you want to say a few words up here?
Congratulations, everyone.